First of all, I wish I was sitting here pre-game getting ready for Game 3 tonight. But first, I think it's really important to make this statement on behalf of the entire Fever organization. And then I look forward to talking basketball and about our incredible team and the incredible season that we just had. Let me first say clearly that there is absolutely no place for hate or racism of any kind in our sport. Zero. It's unfortunately all too common on social media, and our players across the league are too often the targets. This is not something any player in this league should have to tolerate. Social media is unfortunately full of trolls who hide behind fake names to take personal shots at our players throughout the league and spew ugliness and racism. This isn't what real Fever fans, this isn't what real WNBA fans are about, and it's not what our organization stands for. And it doesn't in any way, shape, or form represent any of us. Fans have come out this year in record numbers because they love the game. They love the players. They love the Fever players and other players across the board. And our Indiana fans have just come out in unbelievable numbers and been so supportive, and we couldn't thank them enough. But I'll say this, togetherness is one of our core values, our 4-team core values that we stand by. And we will continue to use that platform to bring people together. And I just thought it was important that we start right there.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Got questions in the room. Tony, would you like to start?
Yeah, hard to follow that up. But Lynn, you've always talked about this plan you've had since you were hired to run this franchise, the timeline of what that looked like. How did this year fit into that? Do you like the trajectory the team is on and where you guys go next?
Well, Tony, I like it when plans work. You know, it's always a real positive. And 3+ years ago, I came on board in a capacity interim and then became full-time. And I felt like year 3, we had the potential to be back in the playoffs, and we had to take the steps, win 5, win 13, and now we won 20. And so I'm real pleased with the progress that we've made, the talent that we have, the job that the coaches and the players did this year. And so I think we've positioned ourselves now to take the next step. And it's an exciting time. What will that next step be? Where will we go now? How do we go from 6th to being in the top 4 seeds?
We'll go Chloe, then we'll go Christine.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask you about Melissa. Obviously, last night she posted about how her 3rd year wasn't what she kind of expected it to be. Just what conversations did you have with her just throughout the year about her role and kind of her frustrations?
Yeah, Liz is an incredible player, and she had great moments for us throughout the year. I mean, she is one of the key pieces why we were able to have such a successful year. I don't, the conversations that she had and that we had yesterday in our exit meetings was just about how she can be better and how she can help our team be better. And I love that about her. I love that she wants to make sure that she is doing what she has to do to be better. And like Lynn said, now we're moving to a different level, and we all have to take another big step forward. And I think she feels the same.
We'll go Christine, then we'll go Scott on the left.
Thank you, Ryan. For both of you, you, of course, were jubilant when you drafted Caitlin and jumping up and down and the whole scene here, right? We've all seen that on social media. Did she exceed your expectations? Did you think it would be like this? Not only the playoffs, but the crowds? In other words, is it better? Was she better than you thought? Was she the same as you thought? Kind of, you can put it in perspective. Thank you.
I don't think any of us were ready for what that was going to be like. I mean, she's an incredible player, and we knew she was going to make a huge impact immediately for us. It was just going to take some time, just like it takes any other rookie coming into the best league in the world. But she did. But the thing about Caitlin is her competitiveness and her wanting to just win everything from every drill, every shooting drill. That just propels her to be, she wants to be great. And she did things that put her in that category this year. She makes everybody around her better with her, her game, the way she's a playmaker, and she gets everybody involved. But, she's, I would say she exceeded, expectations just because I didn't think really we knew what it was going to look like.
Lynn, anything?
I wasn't surprised. I followed her career from the time she was a sophomore in Iowa. I watched all of her games, and I kept thinking about how in the world are we going to get this player? How are we going to make sure when she comes out we're positioned to draft her? Because I think she was underestimated when it came to her speed, her quickness, her strength. I was not surprised that she was the Rookie of the Year. I was not surprised that she was able to do some of the things that she did. I was pleased at how she adapted and adjusted to the physicality of the league early. I thought that was a real key moment for her when they trapped her, when they bodied her, when they were very physical with her, when they put the very best defender on her, and she adapted and she adjusted and she got better. And so by the Olympic break, we saw the Caitlin Clark I thought we would see, and I'm just thrilled that she's a part of the Indiana Fever.
Go Scott, then we'll go Bob.
Lynn, can you take us through what this season was like for you, how fruitful, how rewarding it was to see what this team was able to accomplish and return to relevance?
I think for those of you that have been around a while, I've been involved with the Indiana Fever, Pacer Sports and Entertainment, off and on for mostly 21 years. And so I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows, and I know what the Simons want, I know what they deserve, I know what our fans need, I know what the city of Indianapolis wants, and we want to play for championships. And so to be able to see this team go in the 3-year period from 5 to 13 to 20, to have fans hanging from the rafters, and I mean hanging from the rafters, sold out arenas, not only at home, but on the road, it means the world to me. I know how hard Kelly Crosskoff worked to get this franchise where it is, the commitment and the investment that Tamika Catchings made. And so now we're back on that path to do what we're supposed to do, and that's challenge for championships.
Go Bob, then we'll go James in the second row.
We've heard a lot in the last 24, 48 hours about social media and the impact it has on people. We haven't talked about the impact that it's all had on Caitlin. How much of a challenge has this season been? I mean, she's got security everywhere she goes. She's got the spotlight on her wherever she goes. How much of a challenge has it been for her off the court?
She does a really good job. Her maturity and the way she handles things from the first day I met her has just been incredible. I think she's handled it in a way where at times I've made sure to check in with her if I felt she was being a more, she's not really quiet a lot of the times, but when she does get that way, you can think, maybe I need to, just look in on her for a bit. And, she's human, right? And she has endured a lot this season and has handled it in the most professional way. She's grown, like Lynn said, and not just as a basketball player, but as a young professional, because she is, our point guard and going to lead our team. But she never tips her hat. She stays the course and stays consistent, and a lot of respect for her for what and how she does that and what she's done all season dealing with that.
Yeah. Bob, I think the experiences that she had at Iowa, very similar to this, throughout her career, throughout the Big Ten season, sold out arenas, media, trolls, the whole works. She'd already dealt with a lot of the things that she is dealing with now. And I think your question, social media's taken a toll on everyone. All of our players, all of our staff, we've all had to deal with the issues that we see today. And it's unfortunate, and it shouldn't be tolerated.
Go James and Chloe.
Christie, I know you came out with the prepared statement. What compelled you to make that statement now? And then also, I guess, Lana, saw your tweet as well. What made both you all speak on that at this point in the season?
For me, it's just, at the end of the day, we want to be good people. And I just feel like there's a lot of ugliness out there that, we can't control, but just to make a statement that says we don't condone it. And that is not what we stand for. And that's it.
I feel strongly that it's important for us to emphasize that these trolls are not what real Fever fans are, or real true WNBA fans are about, and we certainly, we know our organization, we know what we stand for, and we don't in any way or form, shape, anything, feel like this represents us, the hate and the vitriol. No, it's not real Fever fans, and it's got to stop.
Go Chloe, then Matt.
Yeah, for both of you, Kelsey has obviously been pretty consistent in this organization. Just how important was she this season especially, and how important will it be to try and re-sign her just this offseason?
Kelsey Mitchell's one of the keys for us to get to the level that Lynn is talking about, playing for championships. She's that important. Her growth over the last couple years on the basketball court on both ends of the floor has just been incredible. On the offensive end, she is one of the best players to get downhill, the fastest players to get downhill. She's a tough guard. She's able to, the way she can shoot the basketball. And then now with players that take a lot of heat off of her, she's able to take shots that she's never taken. Defensively is where I'm the most proud of Kelsey Mitchell. She is really, she has taken pride on that end of the floor, which has really helped us. A lot of times she was drawing the best offensive player on the teams that we were playing. And she holds her teammates accountable to that end of the floor, which is somewhere we have to get better at for us to take these steps forward to play for championships. But she's been a staple here, and we want her here. And I think she is, she's a Hall of Fame player to me here with the Indiana Fever.
Got Matt, then we got another one with Scott.
Yeah, hi, Lynn. Sorry if this has already been asked, but from last year to this year, Erica's taken more of a bench role, still an important role. But, how have you begun to kind of shape what her future looks like here, or have you begun to think about that, not only just the potential years, but also like the contract coinciding with that?
Mm-hmm. I think with Erica Wheeler, we'll continue to talk to her about her role, how that fits with what she wants to do at this particular time in her career. I have an enormous amount of respect for her professionalism, how she handled. Last year, she was our starting point guard. This year, she was a backup 1, backup 2, provided leadership in the locker room, provided great leadership on the bench, as you know, was a real, I think she was the leader of the committee to keep Caitlin from getting technicals, so she really helped us in a lot of ways that maybe you don't see in the stats, and we'll continue to talk to her about her future.
Go Scott, then Tony.
Lynn, for you, I was just curious, did you talk to the league at all just to get their feeling about getting a home game for first round series and probably expressing your disappointment of not being able to get that opportunity?
Is that for me? Yeah. Well, we were all disappointed. The players, the staff, the marketing people, the digital people, the ticket people, the merchandise people. We're all very saddened that we're not able to be here today preparing for that game, because I talked to the GM in Connecticut and I said, Darius, let's go back to Indy. Let's have one game in Indy. And he said, there is no way I'm going to do anything to allow my team to get out of this arena. And I said, well, I don't blame you. I said, because we will have 19,000 people ready for you. And he said, I don't want to go back to Indy. But our players deserved a chance to play at home. And so that's something the league has got to address. When you earn a berth in the playoffs, you at least have earned one home game. So I'm going to be campaigning, to make sure this doesn't happen again. We deserve to have a home game. Our fans did.
We got Tony, then we'll finish up last one on Zoom with Howard Megdal.
Lynn, 2 for you. One would be with Kelly in the mix. How does that change the dynamic of the front office and the work that you do?
Well, first of all, I'm thrilled that she's back. I don't call her coming back, that she's here to take us forward. Her experience in the WNBA, her experience building this franchise, her knowledge, her experience in the NBA. It's a perfect time for her to lead us in the future to the next step. And I think her coming back in the role of a president of the business and the basketball side is just amazing. Positive plus for us, and I look forward to working with her in whatever capacity she needs me to, and I know Christie feels comfortable with her. We feel like we're in good hands, and I want to thank Mel Raines for making it happen.
Finish up last one on Zoom, Howard Megdal. Howard, go ahead. Howard, are you there? Okay, we got one more in the room, maybe. Tony, you got one more? Can I go there? Yeah. So,
Lynn, how has your synergy with Christie evolved since you hired her? What have you thought of the job she's done these 2 years?
Well, Christie just finished year 2, And any time you see a first head coach go from 13 wins to 20 wins and continue to invest in her system and her plan for progress, she works diligently with relationships. She laid a foundation of culture. So I felt like, when I first hired her, that she was the right person to lead us forward and get us into the playoffs. And a lot of that has to do with her tremendous work ethic. It also has a lot to do with her energy. I mean, her energy is over the top, but you need that with these young players, and you need her. What she has is her ability to connect with these young players.